Okay, so welcome back. Okay, we've got 3-bond on now. Everything positioned, bearing retainers. Everything's set where we want it to be, and just make sure the rods are in the right places. Got panel rods in here, by the way, as well, so bit of trick stuff. Okay, so with 3-bond, it's like it's on, so we want to be getting on with it. It's not a panic, but we do want to be getting on with it. So try and lower her down nice and even. Get everything to enter where it's going to go. A little bit of persuasion perhaps. Okay. Can still turn okay. Appears to. Yeah, I can just see the back end of that bearing, so I'm just going to give it a bit of engine oil in there. Okay. So from here, there's certain things we just need to bit of all the old paint coming off that block actually. So anyway, right, we're sat in a, let me just see what you can see. Perfect. Right, with the Ducati motors, we've been around the faces, as I've said with the Gary block, we've got it all nice and prepped. We've now got the 3-bond on, the cases have gone together, and there shouldn't be any up and down in this crank when we're tightened up, okay? The red bolt, I don't know if you've seen this before, anybody who are aware of it, it's got a hole in it there. You see that? Done by the factory, with a hole up there. Okay, now the red bolt is an oil way. It actually uses the bolt hole to thread it as an oil way. Okay, so Ducati's own doing, in it goes in there, we mustn't forget. That's where that little fella there goes, as they say. Okay, so our timing shaft is inside. Oh, that feels lovely. Absolutely lovely. So it'll probably fall down again, that, will it? Yet before we've done. Anyway, it does, no problem. So what we're going to do, get going. To get going, correct length bolts ordered, and we're going to make it look a bit nicer. So we're going to put some stainless ones in, and now the Ducati bolts, I don't know anybody come across this themselves. The Ducati bolts, okay, they, I don't know what it is with the grade of steel. Maybe some of you can comment on it and tell me what your thoughts are. Now, they're really easy to round the heads. I had a bit of a job getting this apart because inside here, that one certainly a bit of muck in. You try and clean the muck out, put the Allen key in it, the Allen key part of it inside it, no way. No, it just rounds off, and then you've really got a really limited access to get at it. So, but anyway, it's they're out when we got them out, and that's all that matters. So we just want to get all our fasteners and fixers and everything else in. So I did get my 8 ready, so I'm just gonna the red one. I'm just gonna nip it to start with. I just want it nipped up. I want to get that 3-bond trapped. Okay. I'm just going to nip them. They're not going for a torque. Okay. I just want the cases closed up first. Yeah, so that's for our starter. I thought that was. That's for our No, I don't like reusing the Ducati bolts. They really are a bit poor. There's one in there. I think it's a 6. Okay, now the 6 is out somewhere. Right, just hang on a second. I'll put this stuff away when I get a. Just hang on a second. Let's get the 6. Now, because I've got the camera running. Here we go. Oh, it says. I won't have the 6 at hand. And you don't want to play because the camera's running. Right, okay. Bear with me. In fact, I'll turn off, I'll find it. You know what it's going to be like? Hang on, we'll come back in a sec. Okay, yeah, welcome back. Bit of a camera battery moment there as well. So, yeah, as you can see, I've got them torqued up. So all the casing bolts are all now torqued up. So we've got the 3-band acting as a seal now, and it can go off. Okay, now just to recap, anybody not used it, it's not silicone. When it goes off like this here, it actually hardens and sticks to the aluminium, doesn't drop down into the sump like silicone, and used in the right quantities won't block the oil pickup up. Now, when this was pulled apart, it didn't have an alternator cover gasket on. Somebody just put loads and loads of 3-bond on. In fact, there's still little bits of it. And in that instance, it did squeeze that much out that some of it came off, and it ends up in the oil pickup, which is, you know, the last thing that you want, obviously. Now, I don't know if I can hold the camera as well as we've got a nice feel to the crank. It rotates, but there's absolutely no up and down in it, which we knew we wouldn't be. We've measured the preload onto the end of the crank, and preload's looking good. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at this, probably tea time maybe, and I'm going to leave it at this now and pick it up by fitting everything in this side, everything in the other side, and we'll have some barrels and pistons put back on. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch for that one, because the barrels and the heads look absolutely mint. So stay tuned, let's have a look and see what you think. Okay, cheers for now. Okay, from here, welcome back guys. So, picking up where we left off, what's changed? All I've done is bolt the 2 bolts in onto the selector arm, the gear change selector arm, the reduction gear, 1 bolt, and 3 bolt starter fitting. Okay, so all we've done up to now is just fitted the starter, as I say, the gear change shaft selector is installed, and the reduction gear. So moving on, I've just put the keyway in the timing shaft, so I've just got hold of it from the other end, and just see the little key in the shaft, the corresponding square slot there for the gear. Notice also the weld on camshaft position sensor. So we've got, where is it? There it is. We've got a timing mark that we'll come to in a minute, but there is a dot there. We need to be mindful of where that dot is on that tooth. So hopefully we can see that little dot. Okay, so for the minute I'm not worried about that. I just want to make sure we engage this key in that square key in that square hole before anything else. Now, just checking from above, I can see that that's actually engaged. Okay, so what that had is its washer, and nut. Now, I know people go, I should use a new one of them. It looks like it's only been used once. It's been, that side of it's been used up against the flat. Look, the the tang of it, if you like, that goes down into the slot. It's okay, and I can use one of this side. So hey, you know, there we go. So when we feel that now, that feels beautiful to what it did. Absolutely beautiful to what it did. So with that nut on there now, it's pulling the shaft up against that new bearing that was inside. So yeah, there we go. So right, mindful of the little dot that we said, the timing mark. Right, there he is. The little dot's just there. Now that little dot has got to time up to this little dot. See, the dot is actually in the middle of the two teeth. So call it a female timing mark, and the dot on this side is actually on the point of a tooth, so that will enter into that groove there. Okay, so keyway aligned. What we're going to try and do is look at where that's not quite right. So as they time up, perfect. So this gear's now gone down onto its keyway. This gear is onto its keyway on this shaft, and the two timing marks line up. Okay, so we know timing wise we're good. Okay, now, so let's just show you. As the crank now moves, she'll turn the timing. Okay, fantastic. Okay, from there, I think from there we're going to call it a day. It is tea time now, so we're going to call it a day and pick it up tomorrow with fitting the generator, torquing everything up, and we'll go from there. Okay. Okay, so where have we got to? Right, since the last video, what we've got done? Right, we've got the crank's primary drive fitted, the oil pump fitted. Everything turns nice now. She's all bolted up together. We've got the cam belt drive, new seal at the back, and new cam belt drive nut to go on. So everything's installed that side. I've just got the clutch drive, the other half of the primary drive that wants a new seal in there. So we're just going to put a new seal in there, in this side. Also, new seal for the clutch as well. For the back of the clutch, new gasket, put the cover on, and so let me just see if I can spin around. I've just got a bit of a tool job going on here at the minute. Let's just turn around and have a look where we got to here. You know, when you do the videos, you can't remember where you actually got to and what you were. But yeah, we're all sorted. We've got everything's locked off. We're all torqued up. Everything's finished in there. So all we need to do now, obviously we've got a new output shaft seal as well. So all we need to do in here now is Jenny cover on, new gasket on, Jenny cover on, and we're pretty much rock and roll that side. So yeah, she's looking nice. It actually looks, a lot of the time with the Vaporplast, it actually looks painted, doesn't it? I don't know if you can, but no, it is the aluminium. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to change this this oil seal in this primary drive, and then I need to clear out the old they got bits of old Loctite and what have you in there, so I'm going to clear all that out. Like I say, fit a new seal in here, and we'll go from there. Okay.